Hello there, lovelies. Welcome back to Horde of Tales as we are back once again with the Severed City, our Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign over here on Horde of Tales on Mondays. Uh, I'm very excited to get back into more of this mess, as I'm sure it is going to be called, referred to, and should be appropriately categorized and described as. So, with that being said, before we jump into all of that mess, let's introduce our players. We are unfortunately going to have our delightful, wonderful Porna out for today, as she is sick, but we will carry on as we must. And one of the ways we'll carry on is with the rest of our fantastic cast, starting with our own Hamalu.
Oh, hi, it's me. I am Emma, or Hamalu. On the internet, I use she, they pronouns, and today I am bringing to you Daisy, who uses any and all, depending on the persona they are being, because they are changeling goodness. They are also the trickster, playbook, getting up to no goods. You know good, duck. And potentially thirsting after a cat boy.
Who among us has not done this frequently,
Who am I? I
consistently?
cannot be blamed for this behavior.
We blame the cat boy instead. Speaking of blaming people for their blaming their problems on somebody else, for whatever reason, let's go over to Percival.
Um, okay. I see how it is. Understood. Hi guys. I'm Percival, the ever blamer. Pronouns he, she, they. And I'm playing Chitrangada Shahane, a half croc shifter butch lesbian who is probably about to make a deal with the devil and do some fuckery, and I'm playing from the infamous playbook.
And last but not least, she who has achieved what many straight written lesbian film has not managed and actually gotten with somebody in a very publicly, clearly gay way. Sakaya, why don't you take us take us through this?
Yeah, we're already you-hauling this. Hi, I'm Sakaya. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Sister Solana, who also uses she, her pronouns. And I am the devoted playbook.
For those of you who didn't feel like you could have enough religious guilt, play the devoted. You'll find out there's more than you expected. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm going to be the game master here, where essentially I'm just helping facilitate a lot of the thirsting, a lot of the absurdity that happens, and with the start of this session, potentially the making of deals with devils, whether they be public and out in the open, or those who hide among us, comfortably resting upon their laurels and screwing over the poor. This series has no agenda whatsoever. No agenda. None at all.
I mean, we're
But
doing a good job of trying to avoid it, but
you are successfully bobbing and weaving through everything related to an actual plot because all of your emotions keep spilling out in all directions. Yes, that language was chosen intentionally. Anyways, picking up where our last session left off, our group has gotten themselves in a bit of a situation in that the community center, which has been both a base of operations for their own particular group, but also been a sort of bedrock of community support, resources, comfort, and just an overall staple of their respective section of the circle that they're in, is now currently facing an open legal threat. As delivered by one Guillermina Delgado under the intentions of one Sidney Gottlieb. In response to this threat, the group has decided to pursue a couple of different options. Right now, they are mostly going with the one option of staking out Gottlieb's particular location in a healing center, which, if it were not made clear already before last session, or you weren't here for that, let's break it down. Gottlieb was actually attacked. He, among several other prominent members of the community, while the group was hashing out their morning emotional baggage that they wanted to deal with last session, people were attacked. And now the group has sent one Chitrangada to go and converse with him, while the rest of the group sort of keeping a stakeout of a local bar in which one delightfully devious Daisy has found himself potentially catching the interest of one very handsome, very buff, big, exuberant himbo energy of a cat boy. And also, without expecting it, has now also found herself standing watch with, I guess the right term would be either madam or mistress of
My dummy
Cordelia.
mommy, yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. I attempted to retain some level of class. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Now we're gonna toss that out. It's Thirsty Sword Lesbians. You all know what the intention of this game is. But while that was happening, we had the other two individuals who had no sort of feelings for one another whatsoever, just chilling out in the bar, talking about feelings, exploring those feelings deeply, starting to make out. Okay.
What are you talking about?
The sister has broken some sort of taboo at some point, but eh.
Yeah, sister's broken a lot of things.
Yeah, with that being said, there is a terrible joke I could add in response to that comment. I'm not the one to make that joke. But with that being said, where do we pick up, folks? Do you want to pick up, because there are three sort of perspectives we are working with here right now. We have Zolana in the club, who I believe I had mentioned that Livia Porna's character did spot Damocles entering the bar like in a very harried sort of way. So that is Zolana and Olivia's perspective. Daisy, you are with Cordelia, and Chitra, you are with Gottlieb. Who would like to engage in a mess first? What is the mess that you would like to be in the? Okay, okay, we're starting with Daisy.
Listen, I told you that occasionally Daisy can display top energy, so we're here making decisions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I wonder, given that myself and Cordelia are now both approaching this place to snoop, essentially, keep an eye on Shitra and Gottlieb, and I also wanted to see if anybody else appeared to be either looking into or looking out of this area, just other eyes in the situation. So am I able to be privy to what is going on? Because I know that Chitra understands they don't mind Daisy knowing about what's going on, because they listen. These two, they're ride or die.
Stella and Louise, if it were even more blatantly gay.
Yes, yes, very that.
I would say you're just taking a look both of the bar every now and then, and also Chitra's sort of the healing center Chitra's gone
It's
into, or are you focusing on one of them?
It was the healing center. I think the aim was that Chitra was going to go in and have the conversation with Gottlieb, and make this deal. And Daisy was going to be keeping an eye, A, to watch their back, B, to see if they can notice something that Chitra is not able to, and C, just do tricksy things. So I'm leaving the bar for the other two. My eyes left the bar as soon as I noticed that somebody was watching the bar, and then realized who it was, and then the two of us are now going to deal with Gottlieb, I think.
So, I would say
Mm-hmm.
you'd see the two following things without any sort of roles, because it's not really like perception sort of things in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The two things that you notice are, one, You see a trio just sort of walk up to the bar at one point. One of them appears to have like deep bluish skin, extremely heavy leather aesthetic, and like even seems to be carrying some weapon of some kind. Looks like a very strong whip,
Mm,
and seems to have bat wings. There's another individual who has extremely, we're talking like Sephiroth level silver kind of long
ah,
hair. He has
I
a very
see.
morose kind of face to him.
Yeah,
Very, he doesn't look like he's ever been happy.
I know the type.
And a third individual who's between the two of them, who he looks like he looks like such a charming fellow. If you took a, he's such a good boy, the phrase, and you put it into the body of a twink with a red eye and a normal humanoid eye, the three of them just sort of walking into the bar, and you see that you overhear them having a sort of passionate conversation. Then all three of them like give each other kisses, and then they just walk into the bar. So at first you see that. Uh, then you would notice, Zolana, what is the particular outfit that people from your chapel wear, particularly the Mother Superior or equivalent?
It's kind of like a deep red cowled robe, but there's a lot of white on it, so like white sashes, and maybe she'd have sort of like an elaborate white kind of whatever those bits that go over the shoulders. I've kind of forgotten my. But yeah, so wine red and white.
Rhine White and White. That's a very hard phrase to say all one after the other. Daisy, I would say you would notice that there is someone of a carrying herself with a very particular air of, it's not quite the level of condescension, but it is certainly a level of self-importance heading towards the healing center. And I would also say that if you take a look back at Cordelia every now and then, you do notice that she seems to be like touching her hand to her head and suddenly like talking and then like going back to just watching.
Do you know who that is? And I'm going to point to the person in the robes.
You're asking Cordelia?
Mm.
That would be so was it was it Zofia? No, Zofia was the goddess. I'm trying to remember
Zeruti,
her
I think.
sister's.
Mother
Zeruti, yes.
Zeruti, yeah.
Mother Zeruti. I believe she's the current leader of the Chapel of Open Arms.
Interesting. I have reason to believe that she, her whites are not immaculate white. Let's put it that way. I think she might be a little sus. I don't know if you want to join me in seeing where she goes. I can only assume who she's going in to talk to, but I would really like to hear that conversation.
All right. I don't think anyone's particularly of interest. There was someone who seemed as though they were a bit careful in their movements going in, but I imagine your friends in there could handle that without too much difficulty.
Yeah. Hopefully. Well, we can see what we spy out, and if it's nothing interesting, we can always go back to the bar. Who are you looking into with the bar? Is there anyone in particular you were trying to suss out?
I was simply attempting to find you, that is all.
Oh. Okay.
I haven't heard your voice in a bit, and I was curious to hear it.
Well, the voice is a little different right now to what you're used to, but I don't know if that matters to you.
In a much softer tone that you're not used to hearing from her. Well, I'm sure your voice would sound pleasant regardless of what form you take.
For the most part. I'm only unpleasant to the people that deserve it.
She starts walking towards the healing center, but you do catch her hearing. That's what everybody says.
Hmm. Um, I will linger a little smile, give a short nod, and then start to follow, being as light-footed as I can. I don't know if there is a means of getting some raised vantage point to follow this woman.
It's the building itself is a couple of stories tall, as is a rather large and place for
Mhm.
handle the needs of the city, considering it is more of a middle to upper middle ring
Yeah.
kind of place.
Okay. Well, I am endeavoring to be unnoticed if I can, and following in to see where she goes.
For 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 the mess and the drama of it, do you mind rolling me Defy Disaster? So you may choose in terms of what to roll with, what you feel is appropriate to what you're trying to do. Are you doing swiftness or elegance? Are you doing cleverness or knowledge? What is your way of getting in? You are
Yeah, I'm
muted,
muted. I am. Yeah. I'm probably more so trying to use my smarts and skill sets to do things that avoid detection rather than about, being in the shadows or silent necessarily. They are used to using means, including change of faces when it's needed, maybe not right now, but to blend in. That's the whole point, so that people don't notice. So I will be trying to be clever about it.
Roll plus wit. Lovely. And tell me what your
Okay.
result is. So 2d6 plus wit.
Plus a 2. Oh, 7.
7 is fine, dear. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll offer you a hard choice or success with a sacrifice.
Ooh,
So
okay.
do you want to lose track of her? Or do you want to be able to keep following her, but she's aware that she's being followed by somebody?
Ooh.
Because
I
if you lose track of her, she won't know anyone's following her. Just to be
Yeah,
clear, that's why the difference between the two options.
yeah. I think I'd rather keep a track of her and knowing that she's being followed by someone, and then see if I have an option to um throw off the scent in some way.
Okay. You go into the building.
Mm-hmm.
You note that, as was stated before, there's various charms that have been placed so that each room sort of has, it's less a like bubble of silence and more like a contained like set of sensory stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
so that any noises or any chatter and such coming from outside of the particular room a patient is in is kept out. Now, you're going through this building and you follow her, and she seems to be like every now and then just kind of like getting not accosted, but like her path is being interrupted a little bit as she's dressed with the vestments and everything, and it's very clear she's someone of a religious bent. So she's occasionally being stopped by people. But the thing is, it's not you who gets spotted. It's Cordelia.
Mm.
Cordelia gets noticed.
Mm-hmm.
There's I'll put it to you this way. There's an amateurish way in which she is being mindful of her steps and such that does not seem like those of someone who you know with Cordelia's skill would be making that kind of mistake.
Can I try to assess that situation, or essentially like an insight check? I want to see if if this is just not Cordelia, full stop. Like something feels off there, or do I get the impression that she, maybe realizing something is up, is intentionally making herself visible to greater enhance my stealth?
Figure out a person.
Okay.
So roll plus wit.
Wit.
This is for you to suss out.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little better, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 10.
10. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you may ask 2 questions now or later in the scene. I will read them out, and you tell me. You may reformat them as you need. What are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? Or how would you feel if I blank? You can be a little loose with the exact wordings, but you can ask any 2 of those.
I want to know what she hopes to get from being noticed, and how does she feel if I back off to leave her deal with this consequence in the hopes that it's intentional so that I can continue following. So, what do you hope to get from this behavior? And how would she feel if I backed off?
So to the first question, the answer, quite sincerely, is she's hoping to impress you.
Oh,
Or to at least look like she knows what she's doing.
okay.
And
Okay.
what was your second question?
How would she feel if I kind of left her to deal with the consequence of the fact that she has been noticed so that I can continue on what I'm trying to do?
Do I go with the intriguing one or do I go with the fun one? Let's go with the fun one. You just have this strange feeling as though you've let someone very important down.
If I go through with it.
If you go through with leaving her behind.
Interesting. Okay. Then, knowing what I know from my assessment, can I do I have somewhere nearby that I could shift what I look like? Is there anywhere I could go to be somewhat unseen? If there's nothing immediate, I'll just deal with it as how I look. But
As supply closets and things of that sort. There is an empty patient room that someone is not currently in.
okay,
You could
I
very
will.
well masquerade as like a doctor or someone else.
Yes, that's the thing. I want to duck into it and shift into uh somewhat generic face, just your regular Joe human, with more so like orderly than doctor. I want to look like I work here, but not necessarily I am a person of importance. Although orderlies are very important, everybody. But not that I'm going to attract the attention of people who are needing help, is what I mean.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna shift and then I'm gonna go over to where I can see Cordelia, and just touch to her elbow. Mistress, is there something I can help you with? And I'm hoping that using the first word is enough to alert her to the fact who it is, but I don't look like what I did a moment ago.
It's faint, but you do feel just a slight jerk of the
Mm.
back
Mm-hmm.
as she is taken aback. I thought I had lost you. Again, she's still using the very soft voice. It's very different from her normal voice.
Yeah. I'm always somewhere nearby. I think the target is perhaps aware enough that whatever they'd come here to do or initial behavior may have shifted slightly. Still worth keeping an eye, but
Perhaps we should duck into a little spot to try and reduce attention for a bit.
sure. Yeah. We're playing Assassin's Creed and we're reducing our threat level a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, let's go somewhere and break eye contact. I will direct her, again, looking like I work here, to one of the patient room that I shifted in. And just give a moment. And I'm gonna hang near the door so that I can listen to see if I can audibly tell if she moves on. Given that she's attracting the attention of the people around her.
She goes in, and while there has been no patient here, it looks as though maybe one or two things from a previous patient has been left behind and haven't been attended to.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks as though there is almost like a necklace that has been left behind that has 8 different points to it. Each of them looks like a singular like thread piece of a spider's web going to a central point with a feminine face that looks as though it has a few different eyes on each side. It's humanoid-ish, but the main symbol for the necklace is like someone very much spider humanoid.
Yeah. I go and pick it up. And just turn it over in my hand. Is there anything familiar about the symbol?
It is a more common lowering representation of the matron of spiders and the weaver. She who holds together the stories of some of the first to have emerged into the world.
Mm-hmm. I think at first Daisy's reaction is, like they often do when they're trying to swipe things, is to be somewhat hidden about it, but they kind of realize, interestingly, that they don't mind if Cordelia sees this and slips it into a pocket.
You hear a voice behind you say, "Well, it's nice to know you're thinking of me."
Wait! And I turn around and scowl. That's
The
why.
voice came from Cordelia.
Yeah. The soft voice.
Hello.
Hi. Are you okay? Hi.
Am I
Not who you appear to be.
did I overdo it a little too much?
There was a couple tells that something wasn't right, yes. But I'm glad to have your company. Why are you here? Not that I am glad that you are here. I'm curious as to the why.
Same reason I'm always here. To be around one of my faithful.
Yes. Uh, well, for the record, you're always on my mind. You are my purpose in life, that which I was created for.
I'm always on your mind.
Mm-hmm. People can have a couple things on their mind at the same time,
Is that what you're telling yourself?
Yeah, yep. You are never far from my mind. Is that a better addendum?
Whatever makes you feel comfortable, dear. And as you look, you see that the whole room around you that had a comfortable bed with various sort of these like floating arcane runes that were effectively, think of like a more modern sort of hospital, but more like enchantment and runic sort of magic doing the replacement of the general devices that we would have in a modern day setting. But you see the whole room has become very much like that grove that you first met her in, except it's more condensed to a room.
Mm-hmm.
There is a tree stump in between the two of you, and there's two chairs that are there. That's it.
Thank you. I'm
Let's have a
assuming.
conversation.
Okay, yeah. Uh, uh, is this slightly out of time, or am I going to be losing my mark? I mean, I'm going to sit anyway, but
I'm glad your focus is on your work instead of yourself, even if that's a bit foolhardy sometimes.
well, my work has many people relying on me, so I find a greater comfort in dealing with that than I do my own self.
You'll be fine, my love.
Okay, good.
As that scene is happening,
Mhm.
transition over to Chitra. Hey, buddy. How's it going?
It's going.
How's it
It's
going there, pal? How you doing?
we're just making the best of friends right now.
You do see that Gottlieb, again, not vaping, people. I'd like to make this very clear. Not vaping. It is an oral stim that most people who are on like cigarettes or like cigars and stuff, they have to deal with. It's an oral fixation, for Christ's sakes. I'm mad that it is referred to as vaping. But anyways, my grievance of vaping aside, you do see Chitra, Gottlieb is very comfy. He does not seem like at all off-put or anything. And you do see when he's about to get into like discussions of like what he might offer you, you do see the individual Vidi come in dressed in the vestments and such. You see she has She has an immediate look of like concern. It's like, what are they doing here? Why are they here? Like, you don't need to worry that much. I was just having a conversation with him. He was worried and concerned about my well-being, and he was interested in becoming involved with our work. Far be it from me to criticize your interests and personal projects, but I would have preferred a heads up about this. And he replies, no, that's perfectly fair. We do want to keep everyone in the loop. I will be informing people of this conversation once it's concluded. But Chitrangala, I believe your colleague, Sister Zalana, is aware of the Mother Superior.
Okay, now Chitrangada is going to have to make some very quick calculations as to how much information she can give up and how much danger that's going to put Zolana into, especially regarding her position.
You chose
So
this path, but
that's true. That's true. That is very true.
just wow.
So
You see the
I
chat, see you fuckers Owen Wilson.
okay, so with a mental apology to Zolana, Chitrangada is going to pick is has two ways. Either one, make Zolana out to be a traitor, or make Zolana out to be entirely naive to the point of stupidity. And she's going to choose naivety.
Yeah, naivety would probably.
Yeah.
I can
And sorry, with a mental apology, both character and player say so. Chitrangada kind of laughs, kind of, chuckles, like, um, I'm sorry, you were speaking about Zolana. Zolana is devoted to the cause, devoted to the goddess, and devoted to the church. I don't, that's, of all the people, I would honestly have expected someone else to range, to, engender such suspicions from you, Mother Superior.
Well, Gottlieb and I have go back a fair bit. We have mutual understandings and concerns regarding the nature of what is happening to our city, especially in the past few years. It's simply like to continue forward with a vision of our city that is much brighter than it currently is right now.
Which is an admirable notion and an admirable objective, especially if you are planning to start from the ground up on this case, or ring up, to make a ill-advised pun. So,
I'm not a fan of puns, dear. Please carry on with your point.
of course, I had forgotten about that, about you, Mother Superior. My apologies. Uh, my my goal is a family legacy, and my family legacy has nothing to do with this ring, as you all know. It is an old line of crocodile shifters from the upper ring who were displaced and brought down essentially. This had affected my mother quite deeply and has been my goal ever since. Of course, having a goal and having certain motivations does not necessarily mean that, let's say, certain distractions can't come in the way. Which unfortunately did happen, but if I get, but if we can come to some sort of arrangement where this larger plan of yours can rejuvenate and better this area such that it would finally be deserving of my name, of my mother's name, of my great grandmother's name, and of my parents and me, instead of having to rely on the barest of funding resources, one common area for literally anyone to come through, and having no funds or anything to spare. I would like to be included in such plans.
Now, legacy, that is an apt word for our interests, because fundamentally I have to ask this before I get into anything. What do you think of me, Chitrangada? What exactly comes to mind when you think of someone like me? Do you find me to be a bad person?
This is Mother Superior talking, right?
No. If it's a lower
This-
voice, it's
It's
if it's
Gottlieb.
Owen Wilson, it's fucking Gottlieb. There, I'm just gonna own up to it so that you fucking gremlins in chat and at my table can mock my efforts to come up with anything else. This is Gottlieb saying this.
Okay. Chitrangada frowns. Why, personally, and I'm going to be as polite when I say this, Gottlieb, you seem to be fixated on the idea that I am so concerned about morality. You knew me before I moved here. We have had many an interaction. I'm sure you've reported on a couple of my cases, if I recall. Was I
With
very concerned about morality? Was I very concerned about the guilt of my clients or the harm of my clients, or essentially anything about my clients except what the objective was, and that was make sure I get my money's worth?
I'm less concerned with what you've done and than with what you're doing now. You seem to be involved with that little group of yours who, again, doing good work. Obviously, it's very important to the city. For the many people who you've been trying to help for the past few years, I'm certain that, at least in their eyes, you seem to have gained some shred of morality, if not in your words, and at least your actions and the impact of said actions. So it's less a matter of having known that prior to our current interactions in this particular situation, that you are, what was the term that you used? I refer to you respectfully as a heartless son of a bitch. Then why would you care now? Why are you invested in being here now? Why are you having this conversation when, frankly, I should be resting and enjoying myself and having a good conversation with a friend?
Well, I guess I might as well come out with it. A couple of years ago, I found some religion, we can say.
Hmm.
I am a worshipper of Cephtis, a goddess who who does not show mercy. She in fact pushes you to bring down or uplift the world to be despoiled, to despoil the world, to make sure that there is nothing bad or nothing unalloyedly bad or good. And if there is something corruptible, you do your work. And well, I have had my eyes on a particular sister for a very long time. And unfortunately, my first attempt was not the best. I could have done better. So I'm playing the long game. And well, you know that a couple of my other friends have always been more neutral in their work.
I have an important question as a GM. Are you lying?
Oh, big time lying.
I would like for you to roll for me Defy Disaster. And this is I'm gonna let you choose. No, actually I'm not gonna let you choose. This is going to be with heart.
Okay. Roll 2d6 or 1d6.
2d6. 2d6.
Fantastic. That's a 6.
Wow. All right then. My disaster.
I knew.
So while I figure out what the downbeat for this is going to be, what gives you away, Chitra? What doesn't land about what you say?
I think it would be the fact that like as much as dismissively as she tries to talk about Solana, she can't quite hit that note of like this sort of uncaringness. And like when she's like when she says it, there's like just a hint of like a very involuntary fond smile on her face. And when she talks about Zolana, it shouldn't come off as it's not calculating enough when she talks about her.
It's not heartless enough. You don't sell
Yeah.
You don't muster enough to have it sell. That's a rough one, buddy. That is a rough one.
I can screw people over even when I'm not involved.
So here's the thing. This is a pretty important moment. Did you have a move, out of curiosity, did you have a move that you were attempting to employ that would have helped you in this? I could have sworn last week you had something.
Yeah.
Selling
I
yourself
have,
as the bad guy.
yeah, I have this one. Always suspect. When you pretend to be a villain to win a villain's trust, they trust you enough to offer you an opportunity and you gain a string on them. You must choose one of the following options. Someone watching comes to the worst possible conclusion. The villain requires an act of villainy to prove your intentions first. The villain is only pretending to trust you, and the opportunity is a trap. I'd rolled this last week, to essentially get Gottlieb to hear me out, and that had been a much higher
So
roll than
this was in order to even have the conversation, but now this is another step in the conversation. So we'll say, so unfortunately that does not help you. The string, though, that does change things a little bit. Potentially.
Did you get a string on him?
Because yeah, I think he did get a string.
Use it.
Yeah, because using it, add 1 to your roll against them
Okay, I'm going to use
after
that.
rolling. So this would get you to a 7, which is
Yeah.
you don't want this is not a situation you want a 6 in, buddy.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to pull on that string until God heaven comes, because I'm going, like, Chitrangada is going to, like, is going to play, like, in the many interactions he's had with the Gottlieb. One thing he knows is that he remembers that Gottlieb has a little bit of a fascination when it comes to love stories, and especially when it comes to tragic love stories. It's some of it's he was a big he used to She remembers suddenly that he used to work as a weddings when he started working in weddings and like marital events and in a
coverage for
small town.
medical for
Yeah.
so it built up. He built it up from a smaller level. That's why he already had community connections. I like that. I like that as a good starting point for him.
I mean, Gottlieb
So
grew up in the golden era of Backy so
he grew up in the most isolationist part of the city's history when they weren't really interacting with people. And or at least it was the golden age in terms of people were like, we didn't interact with anyone else. We were all fine. And it's like, no, there was a lot of stagnation in the city going back. People just didn't talk about it because they didn't have the means to talk about it. But you are going to get a hard choice, my friend. Here's your hard choice. Gottlieb, I will let you choose between, are you going to burn your reputation but get information from Gottlieb? Or are you going to lose Gottlieb's trust but you maintain your reputation? Before you choose, think about this very important fact. You are the main defense for the community center from a legal standpoint. We're not going to do a full courtroom drama or anything, but narratively speaking, no, I'm not making Chitra. I'm not making a crocodile phoenix right. As much as I think that would be hilarious, actually, if someone in chat could do that, I would love you.
Please, please.
But
I would love that. I have never played Ace Attorney, but please do that.
crocodile phoenix right. But if your reputation goes down, they might it might get to the point of considering you like, or it's already very tenuous as to whether or not it's a conflict of interest for you to be representing to begin with. This would be like the nail in the coffin for you being able to be the representative for the center.
Chitrangada
Oh.
badly needs the info. She badly needs the in, but also at the same time, she has worked, like, she can't leave the center defenseless, very literally, in this case, especially because the danger is legal, and she knows that anyone else will crumble. So as much as every part of her, every ends justify the means part of her is crying right now, she's going to pick her reputation and essentially going to just preserve the opportunity to beat them in court.
Okay. So with that being the case, I'll tell you what happens. First of all, the sister reacts with pure disgust at you because part of the reason I didn't expect anyone to even remotely touch one of the big four that you chose from is because they are often referred to in the history of this universe and this world as the betrayers. They are among the four who are said to have almost killed the creator of the world. So anyone remotely worshiping them in any sense, even if it's a very distant manifestation of them, that's like the equivalent of her looking into the eyes of Satan. That's the kind of reaction you're getting from Safidi. She does not want anything to do with you. And Gottlieb, in contrast, begins sort of chuckling to himself. So are you finished?
Sure.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something very important. As much as, I don't know, you seem to probably think I'm a bad guy, considering that you're not very good at actually lying anymore. Should probably not involve your friends if you can't lie about them. Basic rule of lying, stick to the simplest sorts of things that you can sell a story with. I'm not interested in doing bad or necessarily getting something from this for my own benefit. This is for the city's benefit because
Oh, supervillains.
very distantly from a bar where two people have been making out in front of a cat boy, just I hear the voice of Zalana speaking. Here's the thing. Do you think I'm the only one who feels cagey about this whole situation we've been having for a couple of months now? A couple of years, pardon. I care about the displacement. I truly do. I was one of the first people to donate not only money but space and resources to getting people housed, getting people basic amenities that they needed. I was one of the first people to work with various community centers like the one that you are so inclined to stick your neck out for, to work with various places of faith like the Mother Superior's Chapel. And you know what we found consistently? People only really want to do the right thing for a little bit of time. Because at the end of the day, morality is a very annoying thing to deal with, but frankly, it's necessary. And anyone postulating that they are somehow beyond it is just hiding their own morality pretty blatantly and pretty poorly, I might add, on your part. Especially if you're going to quote old names at me like Cephas, you should probably know some of the other names too, like Jeremoth, the Defiler of Souls, they who exists in desecration. There's so many other terms, but if we're going to chat with esoteric knowledge that we know, I'm sure that I'll be beating you very easily with that. But that's beside the point. The point is, try and judge me all you want for these actions. Try and judge the Mother Superior here for involvement in any of this, or what your sister's willingness to go along with this, true or otherwise. At the end of the day, I'm not the origin point for harm in this city. I'm not the person pointing the gun at anybody and telling them to believe poorly about folks in any ring. I'm just telling the story that people don't want to say out loud. I'm just telling the story that people have just been thinking and holding back on because they don't want to admit they're tired of being helpful to people who haven't given anything back. Who frankly aren't grateful for all that we've stuck our necks out for them.
So you'd prefer being nothing more than a vulture squawking over the mess that you want to scavenge over. Okay, I see. And she's just going to, I shall see you in court. I'd suggest a couple more bandages if you really want to, if you really want to really push the judge's pity and sympathy. Because I promise on this, you're, I'm going to beat you, one way or the other. And before she turns to leave, she like smirks at Mother Superior and tells her, "You let me into your church." And the goddess said nothing. "Maybe you should reconsider what you actually know," and walks out.
Also, I appreciate Humble's commentary in the chat. I'm not prejudiced. I'm just saying really fucked up things about the city. And I may or may not be in charge of all of the media portrayal of everybody. But Iram just sit down, lean back, and he does actually like lift up some of the like hospital like robe that he is wearing, and you see there is actually legitimately like a deep gash like right around the like right side of his body. I don't think I need to fake any of this. See you in court, Defiler. Wishing you luck. Say hi
Chitrangada's
to
going to
Damocles for me if he's still alive.
Chitrangada is not going to respond and is just going to walk out. Like there has more than enough been said, and Chitrangada kind of is now re-strategizing very fast.
Meanwhile, while those two things have been happening, go back. It's nice, good bumping music happening. It's basically high fantasy rave going on in this club right now. Some nice, really gay stuff has happened. Zalana, how you doing, hun?
Hi. I'm doing well. I'm a couple of drinks down.
Couple of drinks, made out with a gal I like. Feeling top of the world. Nothing can ruin this moment. Olivia does mention to you that's Damocles.
You need to remind me how well Solana knows Damocles. Is it one
It's
of
more that you're aware that that's the person who, made the attack on Gottlieb. So the fact that he's just kind of out in the open,
Okay.
and he seems to be very like hush hush trying to talk with the bartender right now. With Chiminka.
Yeah. Does he look like he's alone? He's coming alone, or is he coming with a group?
He is not with a group. He is right now, he is currently like he's definitely the look of a man who is extremely anxious about everything and anything right now.
I'm gonna look at Olivia and suggest that we go to the bar, stand either side.
Okay. I'll follow your lead on this. Start going up to the bar. You pass by the same trio that Daisy happened to see go in. You see the very sweet looking twink individual seems to have had like a shot of alcohol that was on fire pass by his arm. He appears to be some kind of fire resistant to it. And he's just sort of ignoring it for the most part. Or he doesn't notice it until a couple seconds later. He said, "Then don't." And then he just sort of carries on. And the individual who he says Than to is the silver-haired man who seems to just be looking at him playfully. And just all three of them are just seem to be having a good time. But as you walk up, see Chiminka is currently like cleaning one of the glasses. And you do see Damocles is very much like trying to keep like I am not noticeable right now. And quick check-in. Have I given an appearance of Damocles to all of you? I'm not sure if I have.
I can't place Damocles, so maybe not, unless I'm just being.
Were they
Okay.
tall and blue?
Let
I mean, there
I
are a
think
couple of tall blues.
I think we have had a couple of those, so let's keep that trend
I
running
feel
with. This
okay.
is yeah, this one is a much more mixed heritage again, but this one is warm-blooded slash dragonkin mixed with Triton. So has sort of more of a like rounded sort of like snout forward, more akin to like a dragon. But you do see the scaling is much more aquatic and Triton in energy. For the little bit of face and such that you can see, this is not a man who looks like he's holding himself together very well. He's just like trying to not. He's doing the thing of like I be like V to show discretion, show discretion, show discretion, do not be seen, and he's not doing a good job of it.
Can I also just confirm with the group that so I took the hit list originally. Do I still have it, or has it gone to anyone else?
I think Daisy had their own from the stuff that I confiscated off the
Yeah, because I know we
gentleman I
kind of
was
laid
sitting
it
I
on the
on.
think
table,
I
didn't
think
we? But
Zolana and I would we all would have exchanged notes at least
okay.
just to call cross check.
So what I'm thinking, Solana kind of leans forward on the bar, one side of Damocles, Olivia is the other side, and I'm going to take out the hit list and sort of hold it in front of me where Damocles can clearly see it, and I'll sort of glance over. What would you recommend from the menu?
I haven't been here in a bit. Haven't pretty much first time coming.
They've got quite a
Never,
few
never
things.
haven't
Have a
had a tree.
close look.
It's one of those things where it's definitely right in his view, and he can't like not see it.
How about a
Just
Gottlieb on the rocks?
Are you here to kill me?
No. Talk.
Goes over to Chiminka, and Chiminka has this look of like, oh, for God's sake. Which just imagine a extremely buff himbo-esque Catboy just having that
I am.
expression on his face. It's very endearing. Also, as in the small little like tick, so that you all have this to enjoy. He does the little cat limb thing every now and then, like every few minutes. Like he'll just do it like as a tick.
I
So just
will have
imagine an
a very rude
exasperated
comment
cat
about
boy.
Daisy's thoughts on this, but I shall keep them to myself.
Love you, Emma. That is a halo held up by devil horns, dear. Cat to devil horns, but you see Chiminga is like, mm. Just sort of calls over to someone saying like gonna take a break and sort of just gestures you, Olivia, and Damocles into like a side room.
Quick little glance around, see if anyone's watching, and we'll follow them in.
Nobody seems to be aware you're here.
You're not giving me like hardened assassin vibes, Damocles. Do you want to tell
I'm
me what's
really
going on?
not. I don't know. Look, listen, I've played assassins in several productions. I've been very good at them. I've even like done the training for like using weapons and such, like actual weapons and things, but I'm not really this isn't exactly how I imagined a lot of my life going.
Start from the beginning. Who came to you? Why did you do it?
I don't really know the who. sort of, it was more just a missive passed to me. But I can tell you the why at least.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a quick job. Supposed to be my friend. It was my friend Antonio and I both just contacted very discreetly do this job. It seemed absurd. Just like
It's
pretend to
absurd.
do an attack, to pretend to do an attack on Sydney Gottlieb. If you need to do some actual damage, but for the most part, don't leave him in any sort of like critical condition. Just put him in a state where it would be difficult for him to, really hide any sort of injuries. That's all it was supposed to be.
Pretend to do a hit. Okay. And have they paid you?
We were given an initial amount. We were given half initially, the other half when the whole thing's going to be done.
When are you going to collect or where?
We had a location that was going to be dropped off, but considering how poorly it went, I wasn't expecting to get the rest of it.
Do you know how deep you are, what you're involved in?
Listen, I'm just an actor. I'm just trying to find work. I'm just trying to figure out what I can to get my way up to the middle ring. I maybe get some money back to some other friends, help out more of the people who've been in the co-op I've been living in, but that's about it. Like I genuinely thought this was going to be more of a lark or just not really that big of a deal.
It's a big deal. And you getting to the middle
Yeah, I'm
ring,
realizing it's a very big deal. It's a very, very big deal. Antonio's dead. He's not supposed to be dead. It was just supposed to be at most like hurt, or if we were arrested, someone was going to come and bail us out. Like, nice, some nice lady from a chapel was supposed to come and check in with us at some other point.
wait, what chapel?
I don't know, something arms open. I don't pay attention. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a faithful person. I'm not a spiritual person.
Solana kind of staggers back against the wall slightly. And your friend Antonio is dead. So who killed Antonio? Gottlieb?
The guy we were both supposed to be trying to make sure who was gonna get hurt, but not actually die.
You need to testify to this.
I'm not going anywhere
No,
for it. I'm
you
not.
have to.
You're not.
No, you have to.
There is no way. If I even remotely put myself in a public position, I am dead.
You're dead. If this comes out, what you tried to do, the only way is to put these people behind bars forever.
No, the only way is for me to get on a ship and get the hell out of here. I'm going to go to another island. I'm going to go hide out somewhere else. Coming to the city was a bad idea. It has been nothing but bad.
Will you at least meet with someone? I have a friend, a lawyer. They're the best.
It's, you're asked, you're asking me both to believe in you and also to believe in you when you want me to talk to a lawyer?
Yes,
You know how
because
scummy lawyers are? We nearly
you can
lost our
spend the rest
theater
of your...
because of a lawyer.
Okay, so run the whole of your life. Hide. Look over your shoulder. This has to be solved so that we can all live peacefully. You made a mistake. Own up to it.
I want you, Solana, to
Big
roll
dice.
me entice. So that is plus heart.
Oh dear.
I know, I know.
That'll be snake eyes.
Boy.
I ain't added much to that.
Okay. You hear a knock at the door.
I'm already quite tense now.
Chiminka goes to the door because Chiminka's in this room, like watching over, making sure that you all have like a separated room, but has been paying attention to like what you've been saying, and like
I'm going
hasn't
to hold my
jumped in yet.
sword and
You
realize
have your
in a
gear. You have enough of your gear, despite
okay.
being in a little black. I assume you all have a
Well,
holster for your swords at all given moments. It's Thirsty Sword
I kind of
Lesbians. I'm not
figured,
depriving you of a sword.
but maybe it was behind the bar or something. But okay, that's cool. All right, I forgot it.
Chiminka like comes in, goes to the door. You just hear him talking to someone. Is this yet? What? What do you, what do you mean they tried to set fire to? Oh, Christ! All right, I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna go take care of this. Just listen. My friend is. He's a bit on the skittish side, but you are asking a lot of him in this situation, and I genuinely don't know if this is gonna work out. I don't think. Honestly, neither of us are really inclined to think that there's going to be a good resolution to this. But if you're with that other cutie who happened to come in, who to the bar earlier, maybe we can set up a conversation at another time. All right. I got to go take care of this real quick. All right.
Okay.
Steps out. Minute or two passes, and then you hear the door. There's a knock again. Damocles gets up, goes to the door. It's like, you back already? Chiminka opens it, and you just hear a Damocles turns around. There is a knife right in his gut.
I run to catch Damocles as I presume he falls. No, 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 no. Look at me, look at me. Who was that?
You see someone. Olivia is immediately like going down to like try and take care of them.
Yeah.
Take care of him. You do see that there is someone who is trying to like immediately run out of the bar.
Do what you can, Olivia, and I will chase.
Okay, this is gonna be rough. Okay, and
Just try. And I kind of go skipping out, and then I just like rip the the dress up the side of the leg so I can actually move my legs properly and just start running.
fuck, I look hot as hell, but this is not practical. Here's what I'm gonna have happen. I want you to roll me defy disaster. You may use anything that you feel is appropriate to try and figure out what's going on, where this person might have gone, and if you can pick up where they're going. Depending on
A lot
how
of my
well you
stuff is
roll, this might end it or might be something where this will, no matter what, this is going to be where we're going to take our break. Maybe a bit earlier than usual, but this is like a good moment to pause.
Yeah, perfect. All of my stuff is to do with my devotion. Most of my stuff is to do with my devotion, to be honest. So I think it's going to be a straight roll, but I do have +3 to daring.
I feel like
10.
daring is appropriate.
Oh,
10.
it's because it's a chasey thing.
Yep.
Yeah? Okay.
Do it with style at the GM's discretion. You may also learn new information, discover a new opportunity, or gain a string on someone. So, you spot this is a woman. Appears to be of draconic bent. Kind of like gold scaled. Very, very similar hue to Gottlieb, but like very distinct as well. Like immediately like trying to run down like one of the alleyways, but like trips and falls over. That's why you're able to actually see her face. She pulls out like another like blade to her side.
Roll my sword. Shake my head.
That is where we are going to take a break right as this was going to turn into a chase scene, but a dramatic success on that moment. That's a good moment to take a break. So we're going to take a break for about 5-10 minutes, everybody. We'll be back afterwards with what is going to be aftermath of not being able to lie to a guy very well, talking to a god, and trying to chase down someone and pick a fight. Paladin versus a speedy person. I don't feel good for the speedy person. We will see everybody about 5-10 minutes. So take care, folks. See you real soon. Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to episode 6 of the Severed City. You're here for our Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign here on Horde of Tales. We're in the middle of session 6, which I didn't actually tell my players what the name of the session was. Today's session name is For the Winds of Change. So, we are in a bit of a predicament here right now, folks. We've had, as I was saying to my partner during break, we have one person interested in the cat boy, but currently talking to God first. We have one person who's like, shit, tried to be an evil bastard, and it turns out I have a heart. Damn it. And one person who's going to square up with a golden dragon humanoid for stabbing a dude in a bar.
In a ripped dress. Yeah.
In a ripped dress. It's a very important detail. But yeah, this person is like turned around to square up, but is also looking for like any means to like get the hell out of this area. So I'm gonna pick up with Solana, and then I'm probably gonna move over to Daisy. So Solana, in this immediate moment of between the two of you, what is happening? What are you doing?
So the way the cliffhanger ended was she took a weapon. I took my sword at that point, and I'm just shaking my head. But at the moment, it's like I like coiled. Ready. As soon as she makes a move, I'm gonna rush her.
Listen, you don't need to get hurt. Just let me be. Let me get out of here.
Let me think. I'm gonna charge her.
She starts. She's like trying to take off. So you are both. She has run out into the middle of the street, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you trying to do? Are you trying to pick a fight with her to take her down? Or what are you doing?
I am trying. I want to talk to this person, so I am trying to take her down. I'm going to try and tackle her, shoulder charge her, anything.
Okay.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if she's running through the crowd, I don't know if I like need to
She's
chase her first.
trying
But
to
yeah,
she's trying to run through the street. It's not super busy right now, but this is definitely going to come down to based off how you described it. This is a fight roll. So roll daring or grace, roll fight. Tell me what you get.
okay.
So you were trying to just basically like take her down.
Anything I can do here? I don't think so. 11.
Jesus Christ.
9 on the dice.
Okay.
Oh no, 12. Sorry, 12.
Okay. So choose 3 and your opponent will choose one to apply to you in response. So you have flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition. Create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction, or take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position.
So if I kind of run in through the crowd, like check her kind of against a wall to like cut off her run, can I take one of the take something from her? Can one of them be like she drops her weapon?
Yes.
Yeah.
My immediate thought was going to be that is that you take the weapon from her, so that's 1.
Read the first one again.
Flirt with or
What
provoke your opponent and gain a string on them.
I want to kind of like be up really, like I've got her against the wall and be up very close to her and be like, too slow, darling, and gain a string if I can.
Okay, that's 2. You have you could either inflict a condition or create an opportunity. Or if Chitra, because Chitra doesn't know anything about this, so Chitra could at this moment, if you wanted to, be coming out of the center and be like, what the fuck is going? Oh shit, there is stuff happening right now.
I would love that.
So that
Yeah.
is your call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Create an opportunity in the sense that I can bring Chitra into this and have backup.
Zolana, where are you guys? I can't
I'm
find
just like
Olivia. And she
beckoning
just
you without
turns.
taking my eyes off her.
Okay. Well, that's. And she first is immediately like, okay, why are they so up close? Didn't think Zolana was into this. And then she sees the weapon and is like, oh, fuck, no. Okay, okay. It's battle time. And she she's going to run up and is going to hold out her really rad wicked looking sword at the person.
You need to start talking.
Okay. Better thought. Like reaches into a pocket. Pockets it. No, no. She can choose one in response. She is going to get a superior position on both of you. Pocket sand on both of your eyes.
Love it.
So she immediately like starts. There's no better way to describe this. She just starts wall jumping, like just straight up, just bouncing between each of the walls of 2 nearby buildings and is trying to get to the roof. It's like, nope, I'm
Okay,
out.
okay,
Nope, nope, outie.
wait. Can I in this like I can like if I recovered if I just in my eyes are still blurry, but I can I just grab hold of her leg with my very fangy mouth? Yes, I
I've
deliberately phrased it like that.
that is I'm gonna put that less fight. This is defy disaster with might, so that's daring. So defy
Yep.
disaster with daring.
Which is my good stat. Thank God. Haha, that's a 10.
Jesus. So do it with style at the GM's discretion. You may also learn new information, discover a new opportunity, or gain a string. I'm gonna assume you would like a new opportunity.
Yes.
So, there is there is a distinct moment of this person, of her just like having wall jump to the top, and she looks over and she's pretty certain she sees Zalana like not being like not able to follow
Oh,
her as well. And then she turns to her side and she notices that there's still a croc hanging onto her.
Also,
No, no,
like
get off, get off, get off, get off.
like she's like Chitrangada is pulling her down, like not caring if, and is like very much just trying to pull her down, not giving a damn about if like her bones get crushed accidentally under her fangs, and she has her tail, very prehensile tail wrapped around like whatever is like if like I think she's going to wrap it around Zolana, because she can't quite see if there's like a pole or something that she can wrap it around, and she just wraps it around the closest person, and it's
And I
just
still can't see
pulling.
properly, either.
So wait. So do I have this right? And that this person is wall jumped to the top of a building. There is a croc as a midway connecting point between them and our celestial paladin, just who can't see right now and is still recovering from her eyes, but now has a tail wrapped around her. Do I have
Chitra,
this arrangement
what are you
correct?
doing?
Okay.
I can't talk right now, so I'm just going to. I don't know. I'm going to make whatever noises that crocodiles do, and just be pulling.
Something of that sort.
Deep
Pretty
belly
much.
thrum.
Mm.
Belly thrum. So whoever would like, so now it comes down to, are you trying, which one of you would like to do the next roll? Let me start with that. And then that'll determine what I think is the best one to try and resolve this. Because this person is also going to try and like reach down with the sword that they. Oh no! Wait, no, they dropped. They lost it because Solana took it. So now they are just going to try and like punch Chitra right in the face to get the croc to stop. What's
think
happening? Which one of you
Chitra
is taking the next thing?
is the one involved, so it should probably take the role. I don't know if there's a help role, isn't it? I don't know if I can do that by
Okay. So I am going to do one of the truths, and I'm going to use your Wicked Heart move. When you figure out a person during physical conflict, you may additionally ask one of these questions even on a 6. What are you most ashamed of? How can I get you to betray your ideals? So essentially, Chitrangada is now like, okay, this person wants to get away, but are they willing to get away knowing that they are going to be at a massive disadvantage being injured? Are they willing to take that risk, or are they going to choose to not get injured another day? So like it's now just trying to figure, is like very fast, like trying to figure this person out, like can I get this person to stay, can I get this person to give up, surrender essentially.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. That's related to when you figure out a person, correct?
Yes.
So roll for figuring out a person, Chitra. That's plus wit. I will answer your questions, and then I'm going to pass the focus over to Daisy in this moment, because I do want to involve Daisy in this mess as well, but I have to also address the other thing happening.
I got a 8.
8. You may ask 2 questions, but they may ask one of you. So what are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? Or how would you feel if I blank?
How would you feel if I straight up like make your leg bones gristle?
Jesus. I would not, it's very clear. It's like, listen, I understand. I'm very attractive in everything. And also that, I may have just gotten involved in something very serious, but I really need this leg. Can you please get off?
And
So
the
that's
second
that's
question.
one. Your answer is would not be happy, was not willing to put up with the whole dealing with an incapacitation right now. Really was not expecting this to go this way.
Okay. Then I think my second question essentially is, how do I get you to surrender? Also, I did get an 8, so I also get to ask one more question, and it is, how could I get you to betray your ideals?
For how to get you to surrender, it would just be ensure I am not going to be associated with any element of what just happened here. Like, no repercussions at all. Any. Like, no consequences. None of them. As far as repercussions, I'll give it to you this way. She does seem to have a locket. She does seem to have a locket around her neck that has a picture of a very beautiful Triton woman.
Okay. So yeah, I can't really talk right now, so but if she stops struggling, we can take this further. But that's going to involve Zolana pulling both of us down to the ground and kind of trapping her, essentially. Because Chitrangada is not letting go.
So that is happening. Meanwhile, Daisy.
Yes.
So how are you doing, lovely?
Mixed. Mixed reviews. I'm doing okay. Me personally. But the place and the people that I care about are currently in crisis, so that's not so good.
Seem like you have a lot on your mind. And you see, once again, she has a book in her hand that's the same colors that are telltale like colors for you
Mm-hmm.
that she's looked at before. It's much bigger than it was before, and it looks as though there's almost like a whole section of it that's thrumming with like energy. There's like a deep redness to some of the pages.
I do have a lot on my mind, yes.
A lot on your mind? You do have someone on your mind, or someone's on your mind.
No. Well, I mean, I have a couple people that certain types of thoughts drift towards.
I'm
You were
aware.
masquerading as one of them. Okay.
I
Well,
know. She's quite pretty. I'm honestly
yeah.
surprised that you haven't talked to her more.
Well, I have to be in particular situations when I talk to her.
Right. Right.
And I don't. She lives in an area that is inaccessible to a lot of my personas.
Hmm.
But yeah, she knows at least some things about the true nature of me now.
You want more with her?
Hmm. I'm interested to see if it feels any different now that she knows the real me. That kind of thing is
Oh,
but and then there's someone I'm very, very curious about in a building just over the road.
oh yes, a very attractive cat boy.
Yeah.
He's had quite a lot of individuals who've caught his fancy as well.
Yeah. Seems the sort to draw a lot of eyes, but not everyone knows how to properly follow through with that.
Are you someone who follows through with all of your interests?
When there is a path ahead, yeah. But just figuring some things out. You encouraged me to start trying to tell my story, and I don't know what that involves yet, so I've had to explore a little, you know? But,
Well,
right. Mm.
I talk to a lot of different people,
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
In what capacity?
Much like this. It's in part because of what you've done for me so far that now more people are interested in being aware of what I am and who I am.
So I'm heralding in a little following for you.
Yep. But I talk to a lot of people. You're definitely not the only one who I have a special connection with.
It's different though, yeah?
In what way?
Well, I was there in the beginning. We kind of came to be together in a way, right?
Yes. You're among one of the first people to ever answer to me.
One of the first.
Does it make it any less valuable to you to know that you're not the first?
Well, I thought I was the first. Well,
Here.
I. mm, mm, mm. I I don't know how to feel about that.
Do you feel less special knowing you're not the first? Or even if you were, that you're not the only one anymore?
Drastically so, yes.
Why? What's so terrible about knowing that you are among one of many people who love me? That all the stories that are now present in the world, and even just this city, they come back to me like threads in a wonderful tapestry. You've been part of many of those threads, but you're not the only one. That doesn't mean you're less special. It just means you weren't the only one. You're not special for the reason that you're the only one I care about. You're special because what we have is our own thing.
Yeah. I think I'm struggling because I've been around for quite a long time and didn't know this. And also, everything that I am, my entire identity and how I view myself and what my purpose is in the world is not true.
What makes it a lie? What makes it not true now?
Sometimes with certain things, not all things, but like anything in the world, its value is often determined by its rarity. If we just look at how economics works and the value of like precious goods or art pieces or anything, it's you when
Here.
you multiply it, its significance diminishes. And I don't.
Here.
Other people can love you. That's fine. And heralding, lots of people now start to follow you because of what I was doing. I was like, hell yeah, that's great because you deserve that. And I wouldn't ever deny you that. But I thought, well, I thought wrong.
You watch as she is the form that you've seen, which at some points has been in the past childlike but also ancient. It's moved to more of a teenage sort of age, and now it's moved to more like 30s kind of age. Again, still a feminine form, but oftentimes more wood-like and almost dryadic in a lot of its nature. Like the whole of her veins are words and like parchment and just a being composed of stories. But you watch as this very beautiful form, it changes one after the other into all of the various forms that you take on a daily basis. Becomes the woman who's it becomes the individual in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Does this become less special because you're not the only one who that suddenly more people know attention of you? Switches to the form that you take with Cordelia. You know that you're not the only one Cordelia sees, but do you feel less special and less like her special pet because other people have played with her?
I
They
went
cannot give
into
her the
that.
same thing.
I went into that knowing there were others. Like I say, it's not every situation. And Daisy's slowly, their size is reducing and the color is starting to drain from them.
Yeah. Everything that I am, the whole of how I manifest in this world, it is owed to you.
Mm.
But I'm only ever one of many, of they who weaves the stories together, who holds the threads of existence together, of she who gave birth to spiders. I am but one form of her.
Yeah, but you were my form of her.
I still am.
Mm.
What you brought into this world is still true. It has not become less significant. And by extension, you have not become less significant because now more people are aware of me. More people share in my grace. More people have wanted to add to the story that is who I am.
But there were more in the beginning.
This form will always owe much of what it is to you. Its particularities are because of you.
Hmm. I can accept that things change and become different and can be different from what might be perceived in the beginning, but I'm allowed to mourn what I thought was true.
This is true, dear. This is a turn in the story of what you are.
It's a bit of a plot twist, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
It's not one I like the feeling of, though.
I can understand that. I did not want you to operate on a foundation of dishonesty and of not having whole truths. It seemed only right to have it be clear to you that of what I am now, what I was in the beginning, mostly by your design and your creation. And in many ways, the love that I have for so many people, for so many who wish to share their stories with me, that is also you. For I could not have the capacity to love so many had you not given it to me in the first place.
Hmm.
Whatever worth you place on being the first or the only one, perhaps I may never understand it, given how I have come into being. But I would hope that you know, whatever it is you're looking to have in terms of importance, that is already yours. You don't need me to give you to that. Whatever worth that you have in this world, it is glorious and wonderful. It does not need to be rare or distinct to remain the same. A beautiful sky, a wonderful rainbow, a sunset occurring over the horizon. They happen dozens, hundreds, thousands of times, even in 1 year. And yet they remain just as beautiful and just as wonderful and capture the imagination just as many different ways. Are they less wonderful and less meaningful simply because they are common? Are you any less wonderful simply because you are one of many?
No, but is a beautiful sunset only worth something because someone's there seeing its worth?
Nope.
Mm.
As like a very matter-of-fact way of just going, you're just like, no, I
Yeah.
have feelings about this, and she's just like,
Yep.
nope. Nope.
Well,
Well, you know what? I'm sad, therefore I am right.
yeah.
But it's right about this moment where you do kind of, if you've ever seen like cartoons or like films in live action where like they have the person just kind of streak across a window, just going kind of thing.
Hmm.
You have sort of one of those moments, except it's a crocodile tail and it's a chitra, like on the outside of the building. This is about the moment in the middle of all this where you have now become aware that there's a situation on the
Yeah.
outside of the building.
I'll see it and taking a deep inhale of breath, and I have to really focus hard. At the moment, their hair, it's not even that it's white. It's almost like it's devoid of color, kind of like how polar bear fur works. And their skin has a strange pearlescence to it that also feels bereft of the color and life and light that all of Daisy's forms have, and those pale, cold eyes, kind of with a bit of concentration. I go back to Daisy. Just takes a lot longer than normal. Well, I have a job to do, so I just need a bit to process everything.
Of course.
Okay, and I just go and like open up the window and start to like climb out.
It's like I need to get away from my feelings out the window.
Yeah. And just assess things and see that Chitra is hanging on to someone, assume it's for a good reason. And if I can just like go out and essentially like spider monkey my way up to like whatever
I think
hold
you
this
can.
person has. Yeah. Whatever hold this person has on the roof or the building, I'm gonna go up and just like flip it so that they fall.
Ah!
Yeah.
It's sort of a this person falls. There's a croc that falls a short distance, and then the
Yeah.
person is just kind of like tumbles but awkwardly lands. Like Zolana, you end up in the like perfect position where after you've like cleared your eyes and everything, they just kind of land right in your arms.
Welcome back.
Uh-huh.
Drop. Daisy lands.
Good timing,
Uh,
Daisy.
Chitrangada is going to, I think, would have sort of landed on the floor with a little bit of a thump, and she switches back to her human form, and you can still see the blood and the gristle at the like. She still has like the blood like on her mouth, and she's kind of wiping it like, very matter of factly. You good? You
Mm-hmm.
have her?
What's going on here then?
Wow. And I might even have a bit of blood on me from Damascus. This one has just killed a witness.
Damascus?
Well, yeah,
Damascus
sorry.
was
You
here.
Killed is a bit strong.
assassinated. It
As
has a little bit more class to it.
yeah. Also, I don't know. I don't know
That's not
Damascus is
true.
dead yet. So
Yeah.
Can I spend my string on this figure?
Anytime spin off, find out what it'll take to get them to do what you want. That's one possibility. Yeah, that is something you
Yeah.
could do.
Influence with the string. I'd like to do that. Find out what it will take to get them to spill the beans.
I would also like to do that. And I would like to use my my move Wicked Past. When you hear, I'm guessing in this case, here would be C, a villain for the first time, you may decide that you know them from your past. If so, give them a string on you to ask a question from the figure out a person list and take +1 forward against them.
You do not know this person at all.
Ah, okay.
This person is relatively young, like not necessarily like 20s, but barely breaking past like 30.
Okay, cool.
What was that pitch? I was not expecting that. Oh my
I
lord.
I have elocution training. I can do many voices.
Joy, I will need to talk to you about that. So, this individual is just sort of like, I'll put it to you this way, Zolana. She is holding on to that necklace real tight. It is definitely like a comfort stim that she is just like grasping, and she's just occasionally looking down at it.
Oh wait. I wanted to ask, as we were falling, or as Daisy kind of let go, is it okay? No, actually, that won't be possible in a crocodile form. Can I snatch the locket out of, like, can I like tear the locket out of her neck right now in human form? Like, Chitrangada is not making any bones of like she wants to see what's in that, because that's going to dictate this conversation.
I would say yes. So, Solana, you are differently. You are instead now seeing, she is trying to desperately grab at the necklace that Chitra has. Also, hello there, Raiders. It's so wonderful to see you, Lore Mistress. As always, I hope that the wisdom of the books have been with you. Thank you for bringing that lovely raid over to us. You caught us in the middle of this group having caught someone who just killed one of their witnesses. Or at least attempted to kill one of their witnesses. They have neither confirmed nor denied whether or not said witness is still alive. And basically you just got to see a nice moment of a yes witness yes witnesses Gen Perp. Jesus. But so right now it's a impromptu interrogation. But yeah, Zalana, you definitely see like she's holding on to that, she's trying to grab that necklace back with a fervor. Like whoever's pictures in that is obviously very important to her.
And I place my hand on the top of well, like basically hers and Chitrangada's, and I look you in the eye, Chitra, and a kind of like, wait a moment. I understand what it's like to have feelings that you can't control. And there are people in our lives that mean more than our own sometimes. Think really carefully about who matters to you. If you want to go and join them, tell us what we need to know.
He reaches into sort of a pouch in her robe. She writes down on a piece of parchment she has.
I'm going to look at these two. I don't know how well I can do this, but conveying I would like to let her go. Although I will confirm that there's actually genuine information in this, so I'll kind of like.
Chitrangada has her sword pointed,
Mhm.
has her sword out and is pointing it at the person, and is going to kind of indicate, is going to look at Daisy and kind of just indicate with her head, like just kind of turn her head like that to kind of flank the person.
And I'm passing the piece of paper that she's handed me to Daisy, because I'm not the one that does, you know, the clever shit.
Daisy,
Yeah.
you would see that there is an address written on it. It is a familiar one to the group. It is the little shop, little shop and cafe that the Selkie and Bunny woman that you met, I believe, back in the first session, run in the lower ring. It's just meet us there later.
Why
Or
later?
tomorrow, maybe is better.
There's a lot of heat today.
So we let you go now on a promise that you'll meet us somewhere tomorrow.
Chitrangada is going to hold up her one finger to Zalana and like, I remember faces, and I want you to know that I know your first instinct is going to cut and run with this person. She holds up the locket, which is, she's obviously opened it to like look at the picture. But I'll have you know, I remember faces. I can help you. I can help you get away with this person you love, and you can leave this place and you can go wherever your heart wishes, wherever you want. I will give you new identity, your you and this person, new identities, the works. I will even give you some money to go. But I promise you this: if you back out, and if you back out and don't meet us later, I remember faces, and I will get to this person before you can. And then you will have nowhere left.
Towering above her.
Do you know the others who were hired onto this?
He didn't. He didn't tell me anyone else who was brought on. I assume it's just whoever else he could coerce into being involved.
Other people who are desperate to escape. Yes.
Either that or other family members.
Hmm.
There's a whole bunch of coercion.
Daisy does
Chitrang-
tilt their head and clocks
Chitrangada
the
is
comment
just
and the
like
appearance.
Chitrangada
Interesting.
is just kind of like, oh, it's really regretting the decision. Like, damn it, I could have lied better. She's just cursing herself, like, why the fuck couldn't I lie better? This all. She's
I'm
really just kind
supposed
of
to be a
pacing.
bastard. Why can't I be a bastard well
I
enough?
Why wasn't I a better bastard? What the hell, man?
As an aside, Daisy, now that
mm,
you're kind of involved in the conversation, are you still like lacking color?
no, Daisy looks like
Are you
Daisy.
fully back? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
nobody sees that from. Uh so I'm quite little, so I imagine I have to like go up and look up at this person. Can I ask for a small assurance? Do you have something of yours, nothing that is significant or important, but something that is yours? A small ring, a trinket, a scarf, something.
I kick her blade to you across the floor. That's
Although
hers.
I think, and I'm going to pick it up and actually hand it back to her. What's the metal look like on this?
Very similar to
Yeah.
Gottlieb's.
Yeah. I'm going to hand it over. You may need this. I'll take something else that you don't need to protect yourself, if you don't mind.
She pulls off what you had not noticed until this point. There is a ring that was on her ring finger.
Mm-hmm. I will give it back to you when this is done.
Fair enough.
Thank you. And I pocket it.
Can I go?
Yes.
Chitrangada hands back the locket, uh, and but she's very much like she's already registered who the person is, and like she's kept that mental image in her head of the person, and is already like, I'm going to go and look this person up and look them up as well.
Tomorrow, midday.
I'll see you there. Just sort of disappears.
Well met, Daisy. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
you're welcome. I wonder how many of his family he's got coerced into this. As I start to wander away, I'm assuming we're gonna go and check on this
This
person.
fucker. Chitrangada is going to hang back a little with Daisy.
Hmm.
How did it go? Got anything? I fucked up. I fucked up so bad. Fucked up.
Nothing important for this mission. Although I did clock a few people going into the bar, and I'm assuming you tangled with the Mother Superior.
Yeah, she's probably horrified at having the serpent's worshipper in her church, which was deeply funny.
Why did you tell them that? Why did you tell them
Just to see a reaction. I
that?
fucked up.
You've
Daisy, I
given them
fucked
ammo
up.
if you okay.
Daisy, I
Well,
fucked up.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I need your help. I'm going to need so much of your help because I think I've lost my touch. I I I I was there. I had his interest. I had him, and I could have had Mother Superior, but then I was like, and then I tried to convince them that the reason everything I was doing right now was just to like kind of corrupt Solana, and it wasn't convincing enough, and I fucking lost them, and shit.
Okay. Well, and I just hand on either side of your shoulders. The story is not done yet. We're not at the end yet. Everything is recoverable. You just have to be smart about it.
I'm going to have to try Wilhelmina. She's my only option now. Gilumina, sorry. Giamina. She's my only option now.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
And how?
I now have the experience of everyone fucking up names I've picked. I haven't had this happen in a while, and this is one of the few tables where I'm okay with that experience. Also, I just want to know for the record, folks, how wonderful an image it is to just think that both Daisy and Chitrangada are walking next to Zolana, going back into the bar, and probably saying something that many people have said going into a bar, which is, I fucked up. I
Well,
fucked this up
Chitra
so
said
badly.
that Chitra said that they were gonna hold Daisy
Hug
back
back.
before
Yeah, I
we
can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
we were hanging back.
yeah.
It's a funny
reference
image
to
if it
the-
did happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny that
Exactly.
the end of your side thread is just
Yeah.
coming into the bar and just being like, I fucked up. I fucked
Yeah.
up, man. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, we
I
know you
fucked up.
did, but
What do you need? What do you need for helping you deal with Germina?
She knows, out of the three, the reason you know why I went to Gottlieb and the Mother Superior is because they don't know me. They can't sniff me out. But that's out. So Kiamina knows me, and she knows my. When you give yourself so to someone, with to try and make all their dreams come true, they look at you in a certain way. They know that you are an obedient soldier of sorts, and they know your ticks, they know how to persuade you, and I need you to help me not be that soldier.
Do you need me to teach you how to be a top?
I mean, that's one. Yeah.
I mean, if we're, if you want to surprise Germina and not be the obedient little yes ma'am, you need to be unpredictable.
Yeah. Plus in all our years, I I don't know if she ever knew that I was in love with her, and if I suddenly come out and like try and seduce her, at least that, I mean, that could work. Top is, yeah, that's about right. Oh, oh,
You know what?
I
I without having to get into the detail that is entirely the distraction that I need. Although I have a bit of a date is a strong word for it. It's not actually a date, but I have an encounter this evening that I need to go and deal with. So
of course.
maybe when I get home, maybe tomorrow morning,
You have
late
keys to
morning
my
before
house.
we. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You
Okay.
you can come over later.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, just because I think this conversation or the following conversation we're about to have would be very awkward in a community space.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this would.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Always.
I've never believed that ever after the first year. After the first year, I just let you believe that, or let you believe that I believe that.
I I am not okay, but I don't have the time not to be right now. So
Of course,
maybe
that's true. Even
I
have to have
can
a yeah.
um
Just come over.
yep. You know what? I think for once I do owe you a bit of an explanation as well. And you never know. Maybe it'll make you feel better about your situation.
My situation is, well, it's a little bit forbard, right? It's a little bit fucked up right now, but I if it's about I am perfectly fine dealing with that another day. If you have a thing going on, like, I'm here. I think I've pretty well established that I'm here. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
there was like a very small blip in communication, but I would like to think you now also know that I am here. I am here for you.
I know.
Ride or die, yeah?
Ride or die, baby. And Chitrangada kind of holds her like elbow out for Daisy to
Yeah.
take, and they go inside.
I'll loop your arm and go in, and then just lean in and be like, I have a catboy to get purring tonight, so
Mm.
I'll
Good
have
luck.
to
Have
see you
fun.
guys later. Yeah.
Have fun.
Hopefully this guy isn't dead, I say, as we kind of head inside.
Yeah.
Chitrangada, by the way,
Meanwhile,
before Daisy leaves, Chitrangada gives Daisy a kiss on the cheek.
No. Thank you.
Go get him. Go get him, Tiger.
Rar.
meanwhile, Zolana being, I assume, a little bit ahead of the group going in to check. Chiminka motions over to you to the back room that you were in before.
Is he?
Just like motioning like
Shh,
not.
go, follow him.
Let's just go
Okay.
in. Let's just go in.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm following him.
Olivia looks like she's worked about 15 hours in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Damocles is alive.
Flash Olivia a look, like mouth well done.
Just
We got it.
mouthing back like thanks, and like she looks ready to like pass out.
I'll kind of I'll say, I'll let her know that we got it. Got the assassin. And
Okay.
if Daisy and Chitrangada are kind of coming in at this point,
Probably by now would be coming in.
because I'm
Oh boy. Okay.
this is Damocles.
Huh.
My
Oh.
silly boy.
Uh,
Hi, Damocles. How
Hi.
do you do you by chance
This
have currency on you? Anything will do.
Do I look like I have fucking currency on me right now?
Okay. Give me. Okay. Can I see anything like valuable, or like even remotely like pawnable or valuable on him? Something.
No. As a reminder, this is like one of the creatives from the lower ring. A lot of folks who live in the lower ring in general don't have a lot of, expendable income. Damocles also just got stabbed as a reminder.
Hmm.
So he's not in a good mood. So
Okay.
even if he did have anything on him, the likelihood of you getting access to it is about below zero.
What's
Oh no,
the
no,
angle,
that's
Chitra?
she's going to look at Daisy. Daisy, do you have a dollar? Or sorry, not dollar, whatever the currency is, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, give me a minute. How many do you need?
Just one.
Okay. I stick my hand into a pocket that was empty and then pull out a coin. There you go.
Could you give it to Damocles, please, so he can give it to me, so that we can just.
Oh, you're his attorney. I got. Okay, I know what we're
Yep,
doing there.
yep,
Here you go.
pretty
Here you go,
much.
sir. Here you go. There's your coin. And
And
then I'll
Great.
help him. I'll help him lift his hand.
Ow, ow.
Okay, it's all right. I'm being
Okay, hello,
gentle.
Mr. Damocles. I'm going to be your representative. I'd suggest I'd suggest starting from the beginning to me.
I'm going to stop you right there. Number one, I don't think I'm going to need an attorney. Number two, because I'm not testifying in court for anything. Number three, why? And number four, I just got stabbed. Do you mind if I just kind of recover from this first a little bit?
No, not really, because we're still in the same place that your intended victim slash, I'm assuming, benefactor is there. So either look, we can discuss on the witness part later. This, what I just did, is just to protect you, because I promise you, someone you either are going to get your you are absolutely in danger.
Yes, I've gathered that much.
Right. So you have one or the. So, me, I can help you in whatever you want to do right now. If you don't want to be a witness and you want to disappear, I can help with that. So, if you want to dismiss me as your lawyer, you can go ahead and say so. But just know you're fucked.
I'm aware I'm either going to end, apparently at this point, I'm either going to get stabbed by someone, I'm going to have a pill fed to me like Antonio, or I'm just going to have someone else trying to accost me. I don't know. Oh, God.
I think rest in a safe space sounds like the best order of business for this gentleman. I'm not sure this is a safe space.
Absolutely not.
Um, on that note, apologies, friend. Didn't expect someone to just come up into here, do that. I have a spot that I can take you to. You see, this is Chiminka. the Catboy is talking now.
Mm-hmm.
I have an actual proper safe spot that I can put him in at my place. I'm more than willing to make sure he's going to be okay. If any of you would like to come with me to make sure he actually ends up at my place, I'm more than happy to facilitate. Sure.
Chitrangada also point at the same time. Daisy points at themselves. Chitrangada also points.
Fair. Yeah. My shift is ending a bit early tonight for reasons, so
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be a situation where why don't I get everyone some food? I keep a fridge. I keep a space enchanted in the bag for maintaining things. Why don't I bring everyone some food? We have that. And then we escort my friend to my place to make sure he's going to be safe and accounted for. Does that sound all right with everybody?
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Do you have fruit?
Oh yeah, I always have fruit.
Do you have
Oh wait,
meat
you mean
by
the
any
food?
chance?
Yes. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Do you have meat by any chance? Rare. I don't mind if it's a little bloody. I think. I think that. I think that
He
encounter
he
gave
just
me a
kind of
little bloodlust. It gave me a little taste, I think.
Yeah.
he comes back. There is he seems to have gotten some bowls from somewhere. They look almost like ceramic. They look pretty worn. Like this is probably something he's had for a while. But it suggests they've gotten like good use because like good food has been cooked in them.
Mm-hmm.
And to everyone present in the room, he passes over bowls of what is essentially a spicy beef and pork rice noodle soup. So essentially like rice, tapioca flour noodles. They have a broth that you smell that smells deeply of lemongrass, shrimp paste, garlic, and there is very noticeable beef and pork bones that the flavor has been cooked into the broth.
Lovely. You breaking vows, sister?
Coming to the conclusion that tenets, for tenet's sake, aren't necessarily the way to make people better. So, yeah.
I just sit down and start eating my noodles.
He does come over and he does offer a bowl additionally. Sister, I understand if you are more inclined to not have something so decadent. I have grapes and I have dates as well if you would like those. Oh, I see you also have one of those with you. And he does give a look over to Olivia and you. He seems to just kind of chuckle to himself just a little bit.
Chitrangada is like kind of eating, but also at the same time, like that Zolana said that, tenet for tenet's sake is like, okay, that's new. And I'm going to roll for figure out a person and I'm going to be like, what did I miss?
Solana's like starts putting grapes in her mouth and like more more rapidly than she could possibly kind of like finish a grape at a time. She's just
Oh,
What you're saying is
unfortunately, I
your
don't
mouth
think
is very
that's.
full when this event happens. Gotcha.
I am. I really wish that all the good rolls happened earlier in the game. But
They
now
never
is when
happen
I'm
for
rolling.
plot reasons.
Now is when I'm having the good rolls because
What
this
did
is
you
the
get?
point. Okay, so I have to add like my wit like on this, right?
Yes, 2d6 plus wit.
12.
Jesus. Okay. Uh Asking Solana. what are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I blank? Feel like a couple of those are gonna stand out really easily.
Okay, so okay, I have to have the questions open on me because otherwise I always get confused.
Yeah, same.
I'm the
They just
same.
go
Yeah.
straight in one ear and out the other, and I'm like, blank. I got the blank
Like,
bit. I'm blank.
oh, okay, where is it?
I
Where are
work over
you?
a hot narrative stove for so many hours on a stream in front of people, and this is how I'm thought of as useless, as forgettable.
No.
I have one job on this
Listen,
show. It's
ADHD
ridiculous, and
ADHD means verbal things are not retained very well.
Angela, yeah,
Yeah,
fair.
it's not you. It's
It-
me.
it's legit. It's just
No, no,
me.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
This is where I
legit. You
pull a
should see
George
my
Costanza
notes app.
now, and I just go, no, I invented in this scenario narratively going, it's not you, it's me. If anyone is the problem, it's me.
No, no, I never.
Okay. Which questions do you ask, Abby?
I okay. I think okay. Can I get you to repeat the question
Yes,
because
I'm
this
going
entire
to.
conversation distracted me.
What are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank? What do you love most? How would you feel if I blank?
Okay. How could I get you to tell me what happened between you and Olivia? And the last
And then how do
question.
you feel about Olivia?
Yeah. No, the uh okay, I'm going to say the last one. What would you do
How would
if
you feel
I
if I
uh if I uh tell you what would you do if I tell you about well my uh very barely disguised feelings like right at this moment.
Okay.
If you told me your feelings
Yeah.
about
Um about you like what are Chitrangada's feelings for Zolana. And by the way, she's doing it half because she kind of wants the answer already. She's already in that like she's like, you know what? I think I might be losing my chance real fast. So I'm going to one, just have it out in the open, just like, just get the rejection out there. And two, uh, kind of get the situation, essentially push this situation where Zolana and Olivia kind of like cop to it.
okay. So, how do these questions work in game around this table where we're all eating food? I mean, she's
You can just sort of just treat it as
like this is kind of what you get kind of thing. So I think there's a couple of things that's
yeah.
happened. Our gorgeous barman has already made the date comment, which would not have passed them by. And I think a lot is being done with glances between Solana and Olivia. Not like flirtatious sort of glances, but just like a thing has happened and a thing has changed. But so your first question was, how can I get you to tell you what happened with Olivia?
Mm-hmm.
This is Sister Solana, and you are my friend. Ask me.
Uh, Chitrangada is kind of eating and like she's catching the glances and is like, so I'm guessing some conversations happened while we were, uncovering conspiracies.
Flick eyes at each other again. Yeah, you could say that. A lot happened. Perhaps took our eye off the whole kind of keeping an eye on things ball for a bit.
Were these good conversations? Did he said date? She looks at
Yeah, we're
Olivia. Wait, did you? Did you?
Later.
Oh. Huh.
we're seeing how things
Chitangala
go.
Chitangala just kind of sits in the feeling. And just kind of is eating very quietly. And then just out of nowhere, out of a silent 15 minutes, she comes out. I had such a huge crush on you when, like a couple of years ago when I met you. She's looking at Solana. Like such a huge crush. Like it was, I mean, I know I know what love feels like, and I feel like, you know, I mean, Olivia, like I fully get you. Like kudos to you on, you know, finally getting it out there. Like it's way better than what the fuck I was doing, quite frankly. Like, yeah. And she just goes back to eating. Just like it sat very uncomfortably with her. Like, oh, okay, so that's gone. That's done. But it doesn't sit in a heartbreak way. It kind of like initially it does, like there's this crushing disappointment. And then she again says, and she says this out loud to Zolana. I've always wondered, like, you know, when about what like really attracted me to you in the first place and like where my feelings came from. And I don't know. I think you will always be my friend. You are a you are very dear to me. But I don't think it would be a very good idea if I don't think you would want me as a worshipper.
Can I take your hands, like across the table? You are a very good friend. The best. For everyone. And can I answer, like, out of character, can I answer your question? You asked me a second question. How would you feel if I surprised, first of all? But I think the big thing that you get from this is that because I think you all know more than Solana knew that, well, that she'd had a crush on Olivia for a long, long time. And you're getting that she's not as joyous perhaps as she might be of that thing finally coming to pass, that she seems a bit more confused and uncertain. And that her love and feelings for all of you are kind of like competing as she's trying to understand, like, what's the difference between romantic love and friendship. And I didn't know you had a crush on me. I didn't really consider how anyone viewed me, really. Should have said. You can talk to me.
I know. It's just you are the what I felt for you was in a fairly like let's say 64 70-30. I wanted to be better, and a lot of it was so I could be worthy of you, that you would consider me someone, just someone in your life. But
I've been placed on this pedestal for too long, and I don't know that
yeah,
I'm worthy of it.
yeah, I'm realizing I have that problem as well. I
I mean, what the fuck does worthy mean anymore anyway? Daisy
Right?
says whilst eating noodles.
I mean, that's about right. What the fuck does it mean anyway? And Zolana,
So
oh sorry, just she's going to like just going to like squeeze Solana's hand. It's like, I need you, Solana. I will always be here for you if you want to talk. Same for you, Olivia. And just I will let you know it's okay. You can figure it out. Like, love is complicated in the sense that you have you have not you have passed in our friendship for so long. If you want to if you feel more, if you want to see if you can feel more, give it a try. It's not bad when it works.
Thank you. And well, I didn't know you had a crush on me. And I might have had a crush on you, but I love you. I love you so much.
I know. I love you too.
God, you mortals are so adorable, I swear to God. And I sit back in my chair.
I love you too,
Very-
Daisy. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
they you do see Chiminka has sat down next to you, by the way, Daisy.
Mm.
Well, Olivia is helping take care of Damocles with the situation because he does need some help, and Chiminka has been helping him. But as a nice little cap to this session and all of the mess that has happened in various across various points of the emotional spectrum, just sit down. They really are a lot, aren't they?
Like so
Just sitting
much.
next to you.
Mm-hmm. I can be a lot
You
too, but
need
like in the good way.
well, let's see if you're worth my time. Just
Mm.
he he moves and it's just a last pleasant image for Daisy. Like really any movement he makes, there is just a very just subtle soft sound of just like muscles stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
this man is
Mm-hmm.
stacked. Oh shit, stamina for years.
Yep.
And on
Look
that
for
note,
yeah.
that is where we are going to end off our session as holy Christ, y'all had a mini little Jason fight, met with a god, fucked up a conversation with a villain so badly
Yeah.
that 6 was not a good time. And some other feelings have come out. But that is where we're going to end off for today, folks. I'm just going to do a very quick round with everyone just to say who you are and one thing we can find you at. My name is Angela Lemos Moruvejo. I use she, her pronouns. And you can find me tomorrow back on here around the same time we started today. We're here to finish off our Fabula Ultima campaign of the Six Moon Saga, where we have a giant boss fight. I get to go fight my dad. I get to do what every queer in a new sapphic relationship does. Fight your dad and maybe kill a god or make out with a god or fight a god or smooch a god.
Why
Some
not both?
combination of doing all of the above will occur, but that is me tomorrow and I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to pass it over to our fantastic Hamalu.
Hi, it's me. I'm Emma, or Humble on the internet. You can find me here in this lovely game. You can find me on Saturdays at Val's channel, where I'm running a group through a Mass Effect game where we are being chaotic in space. And also, there's going to be a spring launch for something that me and Sakai are working on. Podcast and stream. Very exciting. Stay tuned for that.
Next up, the ever radiant Sakaya.
Hello, everyone. I am Sakaya. I go by she, her pronouns, and I have played the devoted Sister Solana in this wonderful, wonderful game. And yes, well, I don't have much to add to that, but keep your eye on us and on things because I'm very excited about our March launch.
Fantastic. Abby, very succinctly tell us. Succinctly.
Hi everyone, I have been Chitrangada, your infamous pining croc lawyer who's figured some shit out after failing spectacularly. You can find me on @Dr_Vibone on Twitter. Uh, Okay, I keep saying every week that we're going to start playing, but I'm pretty sure we are going to start playing Thorns and Rust with Exquisite Corpse Productions on 27 January. It has been a long time coming, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think that's the main thing that we are going to. No, no. Oh wait, we're. I just realized that we may be recording those sessions. So I'm going to shut the fuck up now. I have nothing coming
Well
forward.
done, Abby. Well done. We
I'm
started
so
with
sorry.
mess and we end with
Yeah,
mess.
I'm so sorry, guys. I have
I fucked up.
nothing.
I fucked up.
I fucked up. I
It's like
fucked
a
up
hand
so
at the
bad.
bar. I fucked up. Just gonna
I
keep that
fucked up.
rolling. That's how Abby will be known now.
Yep.
So,
Yep. This is what happens. With the longer people spend with me, they realize just what comes out of my mouth is about 80 times nonsense. So you can find me on Twitter. I am also speaking nonsense there. Bye. And also on Blue Sky.
consistency. On that note, we are going to be heading over to raid Hearthfire Tales. You're playing D&D. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Much love, much strength, and rest. Welcome to the new year with hopefully better times ahead. And if not, we'll fight as hard as we can to make them better times. Take care, everybody.